Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here for, I guess this would be considered my August book haul. I don't really go like monthly. I just reach a point where I'm like, oh, this stack is really big. I need to film a video before I can put these on my shelf. That's the point that I'm at right now. This is not going to be like a huge one because I don't have like a book outlet order to unbox. I probably will next month, not gonna lie. But that is enough intro. Let's get into the books, which is what everybody's here to see. I have some miscellaneous ARCs and finished copies. It's just, there's no order today. I'm just going through the stack as I got them, I guess. The first book is a book that I am so grateful for my friend Michelle, who is amazing. Thank you so much, Michelle, for giving me an ARC of Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. This is Christina Lauren's newest book. I've already read this. I will be having a review come out for this soon, but I believe this just came out this past Tuesday, like I think September 4th. Yeah, September 4th. So this is technically out right now. I'm gonna highly recommend it. It's Christina Lauren, it's new adult. It is so cute. Like, this is one of my favorite ones that they have ever written. I loved it. The next book I picked up kind of on a whim because it has been recommended to me time and time again, and that is Stolen Songbird. This is by Danielle L. Jensen. This is one of those series, I believe this is a trilogy with like some novellas in between, that is constantly recommended to fans of Sarah J. Maas, specifically of ACOTAR, because this is kind of like a high fantasy romance, like with the emphasis on the romance part, which is super appealing to me. But all that I really knew about this was that, and that it was about trolls. So the intrigue was intense because I don't really know what you're gonna do with like a romantic story about trolls. But guys, I've already actually read this as well, and I will probably do a review of it. I loved it. I can't wait to start the second one. I picked this up on a Facebook sell and swap group. A ton of you guys are curious about it. I will make a video about how I get all of my books, but just in general, if you go on Facebook and you search for like YA books, buy, sell, trade, swap, those words will bring up a ton of groups, and that's generally where I sell my books. That's where I get a lot of my books. It's a nice place. Just check it out. But yeah, I saw this on there. It's one that I've kind of just had in the back of my head for a very long time, so I picked it up when somebody was selling it for really cheap because this is a used copy. I adored it. I'm so glad that I own this. The next two books were sent to me by Algonquin Young Readers, which is an awesome smaller publishing house. I love them so much. They sent me a copy of Here to Stay by Sarah Farzin. This is a book that I didn't know anything about it, but I'm actually very excited to have gotten it because this sounds very poignant and very important to read right now. So this is going to fall more in the contemporary vein, but we're following a male protagonist who obviously plays basketball, if you can tell by the cover. It follows him as an anonymous photo was sent by a cyberbully to make him look like a terrorist. So we're gonna deal with some like Islamophobia, some serious, very important societal things that are going on right now in this world. So I feel like this is a very good book to be out in the present time. So I'm very excited to get to this. So thank you, Algonquin. And they also sent me this book that I believe is coming out soon. I don't think it's on shelves yet. I don't actually know, but this is a finished copy of Don't Call Me Crazy. So this is a compilation of just essays and stories and conversations told by 33 important voices. Most of these are authors, some of them are actors, but the list is like obscenely long. There's Kristen Bell on there, Libba Bray, Victoria Schwab, Adam Silvera, Meredith Russo. Like, this list is crazy long. I've already started reading it, but it's just a whole bunch of kind of more prominent people in the book world speaking out about their mental illness and what they go through, and it just kind of is opening up the question about calling people crazy and how that's not okay, because a lot of people suffer from various different things. I have already started reading this. I am fully planning on filming an entire video about this. I'm going to do an updated mental health recommendations video because I did one a long time ago, and I think it's time to do a new one because there have been a lot of really good voices coming out in the book community speaking out about various different mental illness and just mental health in general. So this was like the perfect icebreaker to start filming that video. I've already started it. I've been reading a couple of the essays here and there. It's amazing. Highly recommend checking this out when it comes out. The next three books are books that I also picked up on a Facebook group just because I wanted them. I don't know. And mainly because I have been wanting to read the Black Dagger Brotherhood novels for so long. Like, this is a very well-known series by J.R. Ward. It's paranormal romance, but it's sexy. That's all I really know, and that there's a ton of books out. I think there's like 15 or 16 books out in this series right now, and I think they're still coming out. I don't really know. I'm sure there's spin-off series, but I saw books 1 and 2, so we have Dark Lover and Lover Eternal, in kind of newer covers that I've never really seen. I liked them. I like the spines, so I picked these up when somebody was selling them. And then I also picked up Wallbanger by Alice Clayton in that same purchase as well, because this is another author and title that I've seen floating around a lot with some good sexy times in it. I believe this is just like kind of a new adult contemporary, probably verging on erotica, story about a girl who moves into an apartment and hears her next door neighbor having a lot of sexcapades and her confronting him about it and the sexual tension that ensues. Come on, girls, you gotta read some of these books from time to time. Okay? So that's what this purchase was. No shame. The next book that I got was the one that came in August. Was it August? Yeah, August uppercase box. And that is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Look at this cover. It's gorgeous. I believe that this is a start to a new series that is kind of a, I don't want to call it a spin-off, but I think it takes place in the same world as the Remnant Chronicles, which is her first trilogy in this world, I believe, which I still haven't read. Gonna get to it this winter, I promise. But now I can technically like read that series, be like aware of things that happen in that world, and then move on to this. I'm pretty excited for that experience this winter. But this was the August uppercase book. The next arc is an arc that I was so excited to get. I thought that I wasn't getting it because I requested this a long time ago, like way early in the year, and that is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. Now, Bridget Kemmerer wrote Letters to the Lost and the companion novel to that, More Than We Can Say, something like that. So she wrote contemporary. That's pretty hard-hitting from what I hear. I haven't read it yet. I have the first one. I'll get to it. But this is a large and in charge fantasy story that is coming out early next year. I want to say it's coming January 29th of 2019. And I requested this so long ago, and I think they replied at the time that they didn't have any publicity arcs to send out at the time, so I was like, oh, bummer, and then I forgot about it. Then this just randomly showed up at my door last week, and I was, I'm so excited. I believe, you're all gonna cringe. I know. I believe this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I know, there's a lot. But I've been hearing really good things about it, and I'm still down with that story. Like, I know we have so many retellings of that, but I'm excited for it. So I will read this and let you guys know what I think. Also, it's just long, so if it's good, I'm excited. Also, I love big floppy arcs. These are the best. The next arc that I have is one that I traded for, again, I think maybe this might have been on Twitter. I don't remember. There's a lot of like arc swapping groups because you're not allowed to sell arcs, and a lot of reviewers get many arcs, and once you read them, you don't really know what to do if they aren't ones that you want to keep for sentimental value. So there are a lot of arc trading groups between like a lot of booktubers and reviewers. So for that, I traded for The Wren Hunt, which is one of my most anticipated reads of this year. This is by Mary Watson. I can't wait for this. First of all, just look at that cover. That is totally my aesthetic, like bird, branches, ominous looking. I believe this is described as being appealing to fans of the Raven Boys and Wink Poppy Midnight. Those are two hit titles for me. Like, that is a check and a check for me on my board. So this is a book that I'm so excited about. Okay, I don't know how to describe this. Basically, okay, the first paragraph is all that I'm really going off of in the synopsis. And it says that every Christmas we were following a girl named Wren, and every Christmas she is chased through her isolated Irish village by her family's enemies known as the Judges. So something's going on with her family. Her family is some type of something, creature, supernatural being, I don't know. But these judges are set on destroying her kind for good. So every Christmas they chase them. Why Christmas? I don't know. What's wrong with her? I don't know. But I'm super intrigued for it. Pitching me as like Raven Boys meets Wink Poppy Midnight, I was sold on it from that. Then the synopsis set in like an isolated Irish village. Yeah, I need to read this. So somebody was trading it and I was like, I want that. This comes out on November 6th. So I will be getting to this probably in October. I'm very excited to let you guys know what I think of it. I also got a finished copy of Uncharted by Aaron Cashman. This is another book that I will be putting out a review for very soon. This also just released last week. This is a very interesting story. I have already read it and loved it, so I will save my thoughts for my review, but this is kind of reminiscent of like finding the lost city of Atlantis, set in like a coastal New England setting with like ominous missing parents. Not done as a weird trope, but as like the main plot point. It was good. I'll let you guys know what I think about it, but I finally got my finished copy. I pre-ordered this. I loved it. It's so pretty. I'm excited to have it on my shelf. And the last book that I have to show you guys is a very random book, to be completely honest with you. That is The Forgotten Beasts of Eld, and this is by Patricia A. McKillop. So, this is, first of all, a gorgeous edition. Can we just look at that? It's beautiful. This is a lot of like fantasy authors. This is one of their favorite all-time fantasy books. And I'm doing a thing in this winter coming up where I'm going to kind of binge through fantasy, like fantasy that people have recommended to me, fantasy that I've always wanted to read, really big authors, and my friends' favorite fantasy books. It's gonna be like fantasy-tastic in this coming winter. And this is one of those books that I've always seen as a lot of people's like favorite childhood books. And it sounds right up my alley. It talks about a girl who is like an exotic beast master. So anything dealing with like animals and magical creatures, I can get behind it. There's like a dragon, there's a hawk, there's a black cat and a lion. This cover's great. And I'm gonna be honest, I just wanted this version of it, so I found it and I bought it. And I'm very excited to get to it. So coming this winter, lots of fantasy books. So that is it for this haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a fairly tame one for me. Like, that was pretty calm. But if you guys watch my releases video, you know there's going to be a lot of books coming in September that I have pre-ordered that I'm excited about. So expect a much larger haul in September. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you would like to be notified for that. Hit the bell as well, because apparently subscription doesn't always work. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you in my next video.